I was at the recent Kansas City, Missouri gun show. It was for the Missouri Valley Arms Collectors Association, and the last video I put out was my walkthrough with it. Could have shown a whole lot more. I'll see about doing that one next year. I did buy an M1 Garand, and I do know, or think I know, some about the M1 Grands, but after I purchased this one and going in and looking at everything, there's a lot about these M1 Grands. There's 57 parts, and they said they made 298 changes over the course of the production run, and on the markings, the stampings or draw numbers, they made 218 different changes on those, or stampings. So what I have here is, I had walked around and saw a couple vendors with the M1 Garand. I debated about buying a post-war German Luger. I did see an M1 carbine from Rockolo in the price range that I bought this. Yet I determined that I did want an M1 Garand this year, and I went to the one vendor that had several of them versus a vendor that had only 2 or 3. 2 years ago, when I was at the show, a gentleman, I was walking by and kind of looked at an M1 Garand. He said he would sell it to me for $900, which is a lot less than what I paid for this one. Would I have been as happy or better with what I had bought 2 years ago versus this year? Yet I am happy with what I have. He was asking $1,450. I asked if he would take $1,300. He said he would take $1,350. I knew I was close on that. What I forgot was I had my $15 entry fee, so that took some of my money. And I ended up counting my money like 3 times before telling him, I'm sorry, I only have $317. And thinking this, I wouldn't get it. And he goes, well, that's close enough. So I bought this for $1,317 and walked out the door with it. I'm going to show you what I have. I do believe this is, it is a rebuild. I do believe it is a Letterkenny Army Depot rebuild, and I will show you why. Now, hopefully it's just not the stock that's marked that way. So we'll get into disassembling it and looking to see if that is correct. I just need to clarify a few things before we get too farther into the video. You'll hear me when I say, talking about the acceptance stamps, inspection stamps, I said the cannonballs. I meant to say the cross cannons. Also, when I was showing the date on the barrel, I said the rebuild date. That is the manufacture date of the barrel, not a rebuild date. You'll see later when I show you the receiver leg from the Arsenal rebuild, that is the rebuild date there. And I'll run down this side, and then I'll show you the other side. This has that style of trigger guard on it. That size, that's kind of elevation knob. And on the gas cylinder screw, there is an OP on there, and that had been changed also from one style to a different. And I'll turn this over and then we'll show you the top side and then the bottom. Here's the other side. And they said there's maybe a couple of different styles of butt plates. I know this one isn't from Italy. There's no initials in there for the two companies that were making them over there. And while we're here, I'll go ahead and flip this up here. And it's kind of hard to see here in the sunlight. You kind of see it right there, that reddish orange colored triangle. That should be for the Letterkenny Army rebuild for their marking on this. And you see the cartouche. That's the eagle holding the arrows with the stars above it. And that was the change to the acceptance stamps from the cannonballs. And we'll go up to the receiver. And it has a 14 right there. And if I remember when I was looking this up, this was a May of 43 receiver. I do have down here, get the angle right, there's the P on it. And turn this over again one more time. And I'm gonna rack the slide and lock it open. And there on the barrel, SA Mart, it has a 9 of 64 rebuild, has the P and M there and the eagle stamp there. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and do a basic quick disassemble so we can look at the receiver leg on this. Put that, then it has to pull back and pull up. Oh man, that's pretty tight. Okay, this pulls straight out. And this looks really clean. There's a number here on that safety. There's a number, draw number there. I'll show you all this. And I believe now this should just come right off. And there is electro penciled number on here, and I will show you that. And this is the trigger housing group, and it's going to be hard to see, but right in here there it does says SAs, and I'd have to disassemble it more to see what the number is. But this looks really clean. Show you the other side. There's a draw number there also with the SA for Springfield Armory. Right down here, hopefully you can see it says LE, excuse me, gosh, LEAD, like, I'll try it, there we go, 5 of 65. Got the draw number there. Got draw numbers there for the op rod, SA. And up here on the top, turn this around, you have the draw number there for SA. So this is all the farther I'm going to take it down. Let me show you the stock here, see if there's anything with the stock. Like I said, there's the 14. And the way this set in there, I didn't show you, but I believe this is in a Harrington Richards stock, because they was talking about how the receiver would set in here. You can kind of see the markings on that. I got the wider side here going around and has a narrow side, and from looking up information, they said that's how the Harrington Richards stocks with, gosh, I don't know what's wrong with my voice today, were set into there versus having it more even for a Springfield Armory and not having as much of a lip on this. So this is all the further I'm going to take this down today. I want to go ahead and clean it, grease it, put it back together for going out to the range. So I'm real happy that this is, you know, okay, it's a rebuild, not original, but it's original as far as coming out of the Army Depot, and this is Letterkenny. And looking online about stuff, they said these are one of the more sought after ones. So again, thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this and about your own.